Hey everybody, my name is Cassie Tanks. I am the Digital Humanities Assistant at San Diego State University's Digital Humanities Center. Today we're going to go over the basic steps to add a hold frame or a freeze frame effect to your videos in your Adobe Premiere projects, as well as how to adjust the playback speed of a section of video, or as you'll see in this example, how to do a slow-mo effect. Additionally, I will also show you how you can add text and annotate both the hold frame or the freeze frame and the playback speed section or the slow-mo section. This is very useful for any lectures, presentations, or other creative projects that you might be doing with Adobe Premiere. Before we begin, let's look at what we will cover today. As you can see here, the video is playing, and then when it hits the hold frame, it freezes on the frame that I chose, and I've also added text. As we scrub along the video, you'll see that when the hold frame is over, it'll seamlessly go back to playing the video. That's what's nice about these effects, is that they are integrated seamlessly into your video, so that way it just starts, stops, pauses, slows down as needed. And here you'll see I've added a 50% playback feature, so the speed has been slowed down by 50%. Additionally, you can see how I've added an annotation. You too will learn how to do this. It's quick, it's easy, and it makes your videos look pretty cool. We want to begin by importing the files needed for this project. So go to File, Import. You can also do Control-A on your keyboard. Then your file finder will open. Click on the files that you want, and it will bring them into Adobe Premiere. I'm going to drag up. As you can see here in the Bag of Tricks window, this is where your files will appear. In this example, I am working with just one file. But of course, you can apply these effects to projects that utilize multiple files. Once you have your files imported, I'm going to click it and drag it up to the preview window. We want to preview videos in the preview window here because we can add editing markers. To add markers, click play to start playing the video in this screen. When it reaches a point that you want to add a marker to tell you to insert an editing effect or something else, you can either click the Add Marker button here or tap M on the keyboard and a marker will appear. Additionally, if you know the exact time that you want to add a marker, you can double click and then type in the time. So I already know that I want to add a marker at 3 seconds. When I click that, my cursor will go immediately to that time, and then I'll click the Add Marker. I also know that I want to add a marker at 16 seconds, so I'll type that in. The blue cursor will jump immediately to that time, and I can add a marker. And I also know that I want to add a marker at 23 seconds. I know this because I've done some pre-project planning. You can do that ahead of time, or this preview window allows you to preview your project. So this first marker at 3 seconds will be used for the hold frame. And between these two markers is where we're going to adjust the speed. Once you are happy with your markers that you've added in any other editing notes, go ahead and click the file again in the Bag of Tricks window and drag it over to the timeline window. When you drag the file over, as you can see, the markers will follow it, which is really handy. So we already have these great editing notes embedded in there. So I'm going to pull this down so we can see it a little bit better. There we go. So let's begin with the hold frame. And again, if we want to jump immediately to it, I can click this time here and type it in, 3 seconds. Now let's scrub this in nice and tight so we can really see it. Now that my cursor is at the frame that I want to hold, I want to draw attention to, I'm going to click once to select the file, and then right-click to pull up this menu. Then I'm going to go down to Insert Frame Hold Segment. The reason why I'm going to insert frame hold segment is because I want to insert just a frame, and I don't want to make the entire file a frame hold, because I do eventually want to get back to the video. So when you click Insert Frame Hold Segment, it will automatically insert a 2-second hold. Now, if you need your frame hold to last longer, let's say you want to discuss that frame for 10 seconds, for 30 seconds, for 10 minutes, maybe this is the cornerstone of your lecture, whatever you need. You want to first create space to elongate that frame. So I'm going to click the file and I'm going to just drag it over so I create a lot of space. Keep in mind that if there are multiple files here, you want to start with the file in the back and move it over. Because otherwise, if you just click a middle file and pull it, it will override and delete any other files that are here. So kind of start from the back and just move it along if you have multiple files. In this case, we just have the one, so I just need to move the one over. Let me tighten back in. Then to elongate the file, I'm going to hover my mouse over the end of this frame hold. When you see the red cursor, click, hold it, and drag it, and you can increase the duration. As you can see, as I pull out, the duration will increase. So let's say we want to hold it for about 6 seconds. Perfect. Then I'm going to go back over, grab the rest of my video file, drag it over, and let it snap back into place. So now let's preview this. Hit play. You can see once it hits the frame hold segment, it freezes on that frame. Then as we approach the rest of the video file, it seamlessly begins playing again, which is really, really nice. So now that we've added a frame hold segment, let's go ahead and add a text annotation. We're going to follow the same simple steps that was gone over in the adding text annotations slides and video. And if you need a refresher or want a little bit more in-depth, go ahead and watch those. So first I'm going to move the blue cursor to the approximate time that I want to add the annotation. Then let me drag up so you can see it's a little bit easier. Perfect. In the toolbar window, I'm going to click the text type tool. Now I'm going to click and drag to create a text box. Once I have created a text box, you can copy and paste from another file, or you can type in the text. So here I will say something like, how is the poor Deborah similar to ballet? Or whatever it is that you want to discuss. If you want to adjust the font, the size, the color, highlight it, click on graphics, and that will open up the graphics workspace. Once the graphics workspace is open, go to the Essential Graphics window, click on Edit, scroll down, and then you will see all the text and font editing options you have here. When you are finished, we will go back to the main editing workspace. If you want to adjust how long the text is on screen, you'll follow the same process we did to elongate the frame hold. You hover over, you can pull it in to shorten it or pull it out to lengthen it. So let's go ahead and have this on screen for the entirety of this frame hold. So let's check this out. Let's start from the beginning. We're playing the video, and then as it hits the frame hold, you also see my text pop up on screen, and then it seamlessly returns back to the video. So that is how you add a frame hold to any video file that you're working with in Adobe Premiere. So we've added a frame hold or a freeze frame effect to this video. So let's go ahead and adjust the speed of another segment of the video. I'm going to open this up and move my cursor down to my first editing marker. Oh, let me select the selector tool again. Perfect. And I'm going to come along here. Use this bottom scrubber to tighten up as much as you can. So first thing we're going to do is select the razor tool, and I'm going to cut right there. Perfect. So this marks the beginning of the segment that I want to adjust the speed on. Then I'll scrub along, move my cursor, so that way it is at the time. Perfect, there. And then I'm going to create another razor cut at this other marker, or that indicates the end of the segment that I want to adjust the freeze frame on. So now let's go back to the selection tool. You will see that there has been another file cut from the original file. Click and drag this the segment video file up to V2. And also, if there is audio, drag it down to A2. The reason why we want to drag these files to different tracks in the timeline window is because when we slow down this playback speed, it's going to drastically elongate the video. And if this video file segment elongates and overwrites another portion of the video file, it will effectively erase it, which isn't what we want to do. Also, a good thing to note is that if you slow down your video file, it will also slow down the corresponding audio file. If you do not want that to happen, go ahead and lock the video and audio files that you do not want to delete. You can lock files into place by clicking this little lock icon here that's along each track in the timeline window. Then select the audio file and delete it. And I just hit delete on my keyboard. Perfect. Okay. So now let's adjust this playback speed. Click on the file segment and you'll know it's highlighted because it's ringed in white. And then right-click it. Once you've right-clicked it, a menu will pop up and go to speed and duration. So here you can adjust the playback speed. 100% is just regular playback speed. 150% would be 50% faster. 200% would be double time, and 50% is half time. I'm going to go ahead and go to 50% speed. Now, as you can see, the duration changed. When it was at 100%, the duration of the clip was 7 seconds. And when it's at 50%, the duration of the clip is now 14 seconds. Also good to know is the reverse speed. If you want to reverse and have it play backwards, you would click reverse speed. That's not what we want to do in this example, but know that that's there for you. So once you're happy, click OK. So you can see here that that segment just doubled in length, which is why I had you move it up. So let's create space for this file the same way we created space for the hold segment. Let me open this up. I'm going to click the rest of the file and drag it over to make room. Then I'm going to select the video segment that now has been adjusted and its playback speed is lower. I'm going to drag it down and snap it into place along video 1 in this track here. Then I'm going to click and drag and snap the rest of the file over. So let's preview this and see how it looks. Make this window a little bit bigger for you. Perfect. So I'm going to hit play. You can see it's regular tempo. Then once we hit that speed playback adjusted segment, it slows down by about 50%. It will keep playing at about half speed until it hits the regular segment, and then it picks back up to regular tempo. If you want to adjust the playback speed, if it's not quite what you need, just repeat the steps. Drag the video up, right-click it, and you can make further adjustments to the playback speed. If you want to add a text annotation, follow the exact same steps that we did to add text here. Move the cursor to about the time in the segment that you want to add text to. Click the text type tool. Create a text box by clicking and dragging. Type in your text here. Oops, your text here. And then make any adjustments needed in the graphics And then you can adjust how long it appears here. Perfect. You can elongate or shorten it as needed. Then, of course, once we get over to this regular segment of video, it will play back normally. I also want to draw attention to this segment of audio that we got rid of, that we deleted because it would be playing back at 50% speed. If that is something that you want, then cool, keep it in. But if you do not want that slowed down audio, what you can do is record directly into Adobe Premiere. How you do that, again, is you want to lock in the files that you do not want to adjust. Then you would click voice over record, and you'll know that it's working because this microphone will be on. And then you will talk and record over this segment. Perhaps you want to draw attention to a certain aspect, or you want to note something. That would be your chance to speak over the slowed down segment to draw attention to what you want to. Then you can unlock everything and drag your newly recorded file up into place. There are many other Adobe Premiere tutorials that go over a tour of the platform, editing basics, and other really great effects that you can add to your videos. Happy editing!